I should be in work right now.
Yeah, he's a technically.
You are to me.
I'll give you a flyer at the end.
Okay, fantastic. You can. And so give me 10, and then I'll
throw them out on this.
Yeah. Something like that.
Part of the firework display.
Yeah.
Is the firework display tonight?
I couldn't possibly comment.
Oh, okay. Well, Sleeping Souls definitely ruined it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is going up after the show, yeah. It's fine.
Firework display. Well, no, you know, I'm still not going to comment. Those Sleeping Souls boys, they're full of lies.
Yeah.
This is a shorter tour, but it's bigger venues. How's that factored into your usual?
Well, I mean, this runs a short tour, but I mean, we've just done 8 weeks in the USA and 2 weeks in Europe, and we've got another 4 in Europe coming up. So,
short UK one, I guess.
Yeah, short UK one. Which it's a shame in a way, in the sense that I love touring UK, and I love. It's really nice playing big venues and having big production and stuff. But then at the same time, if this tour was 12 shows long, then we probably would be playing small venues and we wouldn't have big production. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to kind of strike the balance in there somewhere. But it's really nice being in Manchester today, and I'm really looking forward to being in London tomorrow.
Good stuff. How's it been touring with Emily Barker and Against Me?
Awesome. I kind of asked Against Me as a joke, not because I didn't want them to do it, but because I assumed that they'd say, no, fuck off. And they said yes, and I went, right. And just was a bit confused by it all. But I mean, they're one of my favourite bands.
Yeah.
You know, I absolutely fucking adore them, and it's great because I'd seen them maybe 3 times before this tour, and now I've just seen them 4 more times in the last few days. So you know, it's fucking great. The other thing that's really funny, Emily, who is obviously great on tour and is a good friend and an amazing musician, it's lovely having her along. The funny thing about Emily is that I sort of forget sometimes that, you know, I'm from a punk background and that's my world that I know about, and Emily absolutely isn't. And it's just been absolutely hilarious watching her watch Against Me on the first night of the tour. We were watching them from the balcony and she was like, oh, they've got lots of energy, haven't they? And I was like, yeah, they're a punk band and lots of tattoos. And she's apparently, as her and her band have been driving around, they've been listening to punk albums. And I'm just
kind of on that Sex Pistols.
yeah, well, they're like, we've got a Clash album, and it's like, listen to Fugazi.
Yeah.
Damn it. But yeah, so it's great. It's kind of a cool mix, because I mean, if I kind of put my hands up and plead guilty to being a mixture of kind of folk music and punk music, it's kind of cool having a folk band and punk band open the show.
Yeah, definitely. Is the Against Me Jumps for Boys once again?
Yeah, the sounds very mild.
You know what? Although the causation's the other way around. They actually figured out the extra mile thing after we figured out this tour. Because you know, they're kind of sourcing independent labels to put their stuff out. We did the tour, and Jordan emailed me and was like, you know, would your label be interested in putting out our stuff? And I said, yeah, I fucking imagine so. And there it was.
Definitely. So. You play an arena show.
Yes.
Arena show
next
year. Somewhere called Wembley, I think.
Yeah, that's the rumour.
And how did that come about?
Well, you know, we did Brixton last year, and then we booked Hammersmith this year, and it sold out, and this show sold out, and it's sort of like the next kind of logical step on as far as the booking agent is concerned is to do either Ali Pali or Wembley, which are roughly the same size. At that point, we then had a massive, quite fraught discussion about whether or not it was the right idea, because, you know, it's a different thing playing an arena show to playing a theatre show or a club show or whatever. And you know, the question is, are we going to be able to present it in a way that's good, you know, that's engaging for all the people who come, and is there a way of putting the show together that's kind of stays true to the things that I believe in and the way that I presented what I do today, you know? Then I think probably the deciding argument was just, it was like, I may never have the opportunity to book the Wembley Arena without it being a joke again. Do you know what I mean? And if am I really going to spend the rest of my life going, well, there was that one time when I could have played Wembley Arena and I didn't. I mean, that's ridiculous. So, and you know, maybe we'll do this one show and I'll hate it and all the audience will hate it, and we'll never do an arena show again, and we'll just do multiple nights at you know, smaller venues or whatever, and maybe I'll fucking love it and I'll go on and be fucking Michael Jackson but you know, who knows. But I just sort of feel like at this moment right here, it's the right thing to do.
Can you moonwalk?
I can't. I've tried, and in fact I've had the theory explained to me. It's all about the foot that's going up stays still and the other one stays flat. Right? That's the key to a moonwalk. However, I can't actually do it. So I reckon that you guys should try and learn how to moonwalk
I will. Next time, I'll know it. I'll do
Dicking
it.
around with the moonwalk.
Yeah.
Dicking around on the moon.
Yeah.
Dicking around on the moon.
Get in touch with
That
NASA.
is definitely a video you guys need to make.
Billy Bragg supporting.
Yeah. Ridiculous. I mean, like, seriously? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's good.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I mean, there's going to be me and Billy, and there's going to be 4 other acts playing. I know who they all are, but I can't tell you.
But you can.
I can't. I'll get in trouble, honestly, and
Just turn that off and
would possibly jeopardise the fact whether or not they're playing,
Oh,
because it's
right.
all about like announcement dates and stupid shit like that. Basically, it's going to be a great lineup. It's lots of people who I love, and yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
it's Bruce Springsteen, Bob Dylan, and Townes Van Zandt's Reanimated Corpse.
Nice.
It's going to be late.
Zombie Van Zandt.
And Van Morrison's going to do the first time.
You've just released the second 3 years.
Yes.
How's it going? People
Good.
like it?
Yeah, it seems like it. It's funny, I got a call from my manager in the summer, and he said, remember that first 3 years business? I said, yes. And he went, that was 3 years ago. And I said, was it? Really? And then so we started putting it together. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of nice. It's turning into like a tradition now. I guess we'll do the third 3 years or something in 3 years' time, as long as I'm still doing this. Yeah, it's cool. It's like, it was nice to kind of group all that stuff together and see that I was still kind of churning stuff out at roughly the same rate I was when I started doing this. And it's cool as well because, it's nice getting those other songs out there. In particular, every time you make a record, if you have too many songs for the record, which I usually do, you have to choose. Some songs will be on the record, some songs will be B-sides or whatever. And to me, that's actually quite a momentous decision because regardless of the internet and rarities records, if a song's on the album, more people are going to know it than if it isn't.
Yeah.
And I do occasionally wake up in the middle of the night wondering whether or not Hold Your Tongue should have made Love Iron Song, and in this case, whether or not Balthazar should have made Keep My Bones. Because I kind of think it should have done, but then I can't think what song would not then have made.
Yeah.
Well, for some Balthazar did make Keep My Bones.
Well, it made the special edition, that's the thing, but I mean, like most people have the normal edition, so it's kind of, yeah, I do genuinely kind of lose sleep over that kind of decision. So one of the cool things about that is, obviously some people have the deluxe edition, but more people have the normal edition, and hopefully with the second 3 years it means more people hear that song.
Yeah, definitely.
To go away from your solo stuff now, a couple of years ago when we did an interview with you, you mentioned forming a hardcore band, super band with Jim Ward,
Yes.
Jim Atkins and Ben from Million Dead.
Yes.
And we've also heard now that you're forming a hardcore band, is this the same thing?
Ish. Yes and no. Basically, it doesn't involve the gyms simply because they fucking live in the desert on the other side of the world. Damn them. Which is a shame because I saw Jim Ward the other day and we all got drunk and talked about how great it would be to play together again. We always do. But no, this is happening, and it's happening in. Well, we're going to start working on it properly in January.
Are you touring with Dropkick Murphys with it?
No. This is
yeah.
basically. I've got a couple of weeks off the road in January, so we're going to get in a rehearsal studio and see what happens. We've got a lineup. It's going to be me, Ben from Million Dead on drums, and Matt from Secret Souls on guitar. And it's not going to sound like Million Dead. It's going to be 100 times more insanely brutal.
Is it going to sound like Hot Snakes?
That's probably the lightest end of the spectrum. It's going to range from Hot Snakes to Napalm Death, essentially.
Nice.
Kind of, and I guess more specifically like Pig Destroyer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just really fucking kind of shit. And
Do you think your solo fans will take to it?
well, let me explain the statement after I make it. I don't make music for my fans. I make music for myself. I think it would be entirely artistically dishonest. Whenever I hear a band go, oh, we're doing it for the fans, it's like, well, then you're a fucking sellout. You should do it for yourself because that's the only honest way to make music. So I want to do it because it's what I want to do. That sounds like a boring statement, but it's true. But I'm slightly tickled by the idea that somebody who saw me at the Cambridge Folk Festival might buy it and then start crying. Speaking of that, incidentally, somebody forwarded me something the other day on the Amazon reviews of the reissue of Song to Ruin. It's really funny because it's like all the way down, it's like 4 in a row and like great, like lost hardcore classic, and then there's one that's like, what the fuck is this shit? I saw Frank Turner at Kendall Calling Festival, this is bullshit. So those people will hate it even more. But I mean, you know, it's not going to take over from what I'm doing with my day job. That in a way is why I'm kind of hedging my bets talking about it, is because I'm not really sure when we're going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, hopefully we're going to make some headway in January.
It's funny you should say like you make music for yourself and not for the fans, because a lot of people I've spoke to have said about your latest album, and Keep My Bones, is that, oh, he's sold out. But I think it's like the album, out of all the albums you've done, I think it's the one that you've done more for yourself.
Yeah, I think.
If
I mean,
anything, is
you know, the thing, there's always an X number of people who, yeah, give us a minute. There's always an X number of people who are waiting for their opportunity to jump on the, well, I liked him when he was smaller bandwagon. And it's kind of like, somebody sent me this shit email the other day, and I replied and I just said, good for you, you know, the bandwagon has just arrived, now fuck off. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, England Keep My Bones was very much a very personal record, and I worked really hard on it. And I don't, yeah, somebody's like, why'd you make a record for an American audience? And it's like, what are you talking about? It's called England Keep My Bones.
All the songs about England.
Yeah, but you know, it's. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, I shouldn't actually get too shitty or complain about any of this kind of thing, because it's the nature of what I do for a living. Is that I put myself out there, and anyone can have whatever opinion they like about it until they can be valid. And if everyone hates what I do, that's. I mean, this sounds melodramatic, but that's sort of a risk I have to take what I do, and I can't bitch about it. You know, I think when it seems terribly undignified to me when you see bands getting shitty about bad reviews, because you know what, man, that's what you fucking do. You make songs, put them out there, and if somebody else tears you a new fucking arsehole in a review, that's your problem. Do you know what I mean? That's the nature of the game.
Finally, last
Chuck.
Oh, I wasn't able to. Last night on Twitter, you said you wanted a radio show.
Yeah.
We'll give you a radio show.
A
spot on a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, right. Let's talk about that.
Yes,
That can be fun.
Finally, we've got a new Chuck question.
Okay, yeah.
It's not as good, but it's alright. How many 8-year-olds do you reckon it'd take to beat up Chuck Reagan? And they're just normal 8-year-olds. They don't have any like SAS training or anything.
That's an interesting question, because Chuck.
No, it's not.
No, it is because right. Chuck is such a nice guy. I think Chuck would rather kind of take the hit than fight back against an 8-year-old. Having said that, Chuck standing completely still with one 8-year-old battering him, nothing would happen.
Yeah.
The 8-year-old would lose that fight. Do you know what I mean? So I reckon about 10.
Yeah.
And it would take them about 5 hours.
Yeah.
And then they take him down. But he you know what? He'd stand stock still with a solitary tear rolling down his face as all these 8-year-olds punched him repeatedly in the balls.
Yeah. Nice. Finally, we've got a present for you.
Oh wow.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas, and you've helped me out amazingly. So I brought you Chuck's new split.
Oh fuck yeah! Sweet.
It's got some awesome other.
Yeah, no, I you know what? I know all of these people actually. That's
No,
hang on.
Oh,
I'm going to XL and get
Helen's